Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today we're going to be working on two Thuja occidentalis, or Eastern White Cedars. One is my little spirit cedar tree, and the other is my witch's tree. Both of these trees are planted over top of a rock, so it's going to be a root over rock composition. And I piled up soil around the rock, and I put all these stones in place to hold the roots against the rock until they kind of grow enough that they stay in position. I totally forget what the rock looked like underneath these, which is the front of the tree and all that. So I'm going to go back now and review when I planted the trees, and we'll get an idea of maybe what it'll look like once all this is removed.
The little cedar spirit tree. The Ojibwe call it Manidu Jizikans. The tree is an ancient Thuja occidentalis, or white cedar. It grows on the north shore of Lake Superior and is likely over 500 years old. This tree is held sacred to the Ojibwe. To many, it represents survival through the hardships of life. Despite its old age, it's less than 4 meters or 13 feet high.
I think I'll want the tree sitting on one of these ledges. I was looking at the little cedar spirit tree in nature, and it's kind of like almost at the top of the rock, so probably this ledge here would look the best, kind of sitting right here. So I'll try the tree out on this ledge, so sort of maybe like that. It fits in quite nicely there. And that's got a good front to the tree. Could maybe rotate it just a bit to about there. Now I'll arrange all the roots. Get my root rake and I'll just arrange them all draping over the rock. And then, as I say later on, I can go and select the roots that I want to keep and which ones I want to get rid of. Getting soil in all the cracks and crevices. I'll level it out a bit with soil. But yeah, probably something like that. So let's put the tree on top now. Something like that. And these roots would all be growing down around the rock. I think that's good. I think the next step is to get it in the bonsai pot and start playing around with the composition. Make sure all those roots are in. All right, I'll start filling some soil in now. So I'll kind of stretch the roots against the rock and put the soil in to kind of hold the roots in place. Like that. And the rock will be partially buried in this planting, and we can always raise it up later on in the tree's life. This is just to initially get it all the roots established. Some of this soil was frozen outside. Again, it's still snowing. You know, this April showers bring May flowers thing, it's just not working this spring. We're getting April snow. This April snow has got to go. I reviewed the videos when I planted the trees over top of the rocks, and it's pretty exciting. They're really cool rocks. I think it's going to look really nice when I uncover, you know, the soil and these rocks from the root base. I do have this one turned around the wrong way, so that's supposed to be the front of that tree, and I think this one's correct, yeah. So today I'm going to prune them up, and I may do a little exploration to see what I can remove. Maybe, I think a lot of these rocks can be removed. They were just kind of holding the tree in place until those roots got established. I think cedars grow root systems fairly quickly, and I can test how stable the tree is over top of the rock. So I think some of these I can remove. This pot's really heavy with all these rocks on top of it. I also had these rocks on to protect. The birds were kicking off all the soil and the moss, so it kind of armor plated the root system so it didn't get damaged by, you know, birds and maybe squirrels too. So yeah, I may take some of the rocks away and maybe put them right back just to protect the root base. I don't think I can remove everything this year. I think it'll take at least 2 years for these roots to kind of get established over the rock. So, but we'll maybe have a look and see what's going on with the root base. Today I'll be pruning up these trees. My plan is to let them grow wild each year, and then every fall or spring prune them back, let them grow again, prune them back, to try and get that really aged look to the tree, keeping them compact and developing all kinds of cool features on them. Deadwood, developing the trunks and the roots, and yeah, so that's my plan, is just sort of a yearly pruning of these trees for now anyway, until they sort of start entering the refinement stage, which may be 10, maybe 15 years from now, who knows. It's really windy today. There's a big storm blowing in, a rainstorm, so hopefully you can hear me okay. So I'm going to start by pruning up my little cedar spirit tree. It already has a lot of really cool character on the trunk and on the branches, so I'll start with the branch that comes up the front here. I've got it ginned on the top here, deadwood, a new branch leader coming up here. So I want to keep this tree compact and small and develop all those cool features. So I'll prune this front branch up first. All right, so I'm looking at the tree. So this part of the branch is dead, and it continues up here. I've got a hanging branch. I'll prune that back shorter to here. There's another one here. I can prune the tip off. Not really strong branches, and I'll just pinch these tips too, keeping them compact like that. Just seeing what's going on with the branches. I have a branch growing in the inside of another branch junction here. I don't want that, so I'm going to remove that one. Right here. Taking that middle part out. There's a bit of dead foliage in here I can remove. Okay. Now, on this branch, it's been pruned off at the top before, and I've got two branches, one on top of each other, coming out the side here. I'm going to prune off the upper one, keeping the plant nice and compact. So I'm going to prune this one off, like that. That keeps my weeping branches here. We want to get all kinds of age in this tree to look like it's gone through everything and still survived. So I think I'm going to take the front part of this branch off. So I'll take it off here, keeping my foliage to the back, and I'll reduce that back too, like that. And I'll just pinch this shoot. I kind of like these two weeping branches. I don't want too many of them, so I'm thinking of maybe reducing this branch down in height, maybe to here. And I'm wondering, should I just make it deadwood or prune it back? Let me think here. I think I'll just prune it back to here. Here I go, like that. So that reduces this branch down a lot. Now I can probably still do a little reduction at the back here, and that's got that nice and compact. So I think that'll do for that upper branch here. I think that's looking good. Now we've got to deal with this side one. Yeah, so I've got to reduce these branches. I'm going to take the vigorous growing tip off here, like that. There's a really vigorous shoot on the inside here that I can remove. That's a new shoot. There's a vertical shoot here I can remove, like that. And then I can prune this one back like that. Prune these a little shorter like that. There's a new shoot here I can prune back like that, and the tip off here like that, and a little pinching to round these pads out, neaten them up a bit. And that's got a lot of this main branch here pruned up nice and short and compact. I do have kind of multiple branches coming from one spot here. I'll take off this one and just keep the one. Okay, so that's got that forward trunk line pruned up here. It's looking pretty good and compact. So now I wanted these three branches to kind of be equal strength, and this one's the weak one over here. So just getting rid of some of this dead foliage down low here. It's quite typical on cedars to get a little dieback every year over the winter. The weaker shoots kind of dry up sometimes. So it's always hard to know, you know, do I let this grow to thicken up? Or do I do it slowly, prune it off, let it grow? I've got to get character in this branch. It's a fairly young branch. I do have a hanging branch from the back one coming down here. I think I will prune it off. It's too straight. I've got to get some movement in it. This is a tortured tree after all. It's gone through everything. So I can prune it off. I could prune it off up here, but then I've still got this long straight section. So I may want to prune it off shorter and then regrow that. There's one point to the inside here. I'm going to take that one off. And there's another one down here that I'm going to take off. Like that. Yeah, so I think I will. I think I'm going to take it right back. I wish I could keep this branch, but it's kind of pointing to the inside. However, I think I will take it off here for now. So here I go. This is a fairly big cut on the tree. Like that, a whole top coming off. Well, that looks much better. The tree's a lot more compact now. So I'll prune some of these vigorous shoots back here. Just take the tips off them. Like that. Here. And I'll round them, pinch the edges. Like that. I kind of got two branches coming from one spot there. I'm thinking I don't want that lower one. I'm going to remove it totally. Like that. Now down here I've got a branch coming from the back branch. It's kind of a cascading branch, which is pretty cool. But you can't see it, so that's not cool. So, what does one do here in this area? I've got a few branches down low. I think I want to prune those away so you can see that cascading branch behind. So here I go. I'm going to prune them away. There's one gone. And then maybe I'll keep part of this branch. Maybe I'll just keep this part of it, this little shoot down here. And there's that cascading branch. I'll prune the upward growth off it. Prune back the strong branch at the back. And shorten this, all the new shoots on it a bit. Again, keeping it compact. Now, there's a lot going on here. There's a few too many branches, so I'll take this one off like that. That's looking better. Much better. Yeah. So now that brings us around to the back branch here. This one right here. It's getting quite vigorous and needs a lot of pruning to get it more compact. Yeah, it's got a lot of vigorous growth on it. So let's deal with that one now. I'll prune this one back, taking some of the vigor off of it. This one I'm going to take this upper part off, keeping more of the cascading part. Push these shoots back a bit. Now, so this branch comes up. It has a front branch, a little cascading branch there. There's one on the inside here I'm going to remove. There. Another one here. Just open it up a bit. Now, I've got a really vigorous branch on the top here. Let's take some vigor out of that and just prune it way back here to there. Taking that off. Take this one back to here. Reduce some of these shoots back. The vigorous one out the back here. We got to take that one back. Here's another one here. You always have to keep green, healthy foliage on the branches, otherwise the branch will die back. It's getting there, this branch. I've got a lot of branches in this area, and I think I need to simplify that. I like the little one coming up, and I want one off to the side here. I think I'm going to take that hanging one off here. I'm going to take one off here. Like that, so you can see the structure of the branch a bit more. And then I don't think I want this one here, so that one can come out. That simplifies this up a bit. So I have sort of a branch leader, one back here, one off to the side, one up front. I think I'm going to take this one back even further, right back to here. It's starting to get kind of a ball shape here because there's so many branches growing from one spot, so that's the reason I'm kind of simplifying this. You can take off this one. And maybe this one here too. Just cleaning up this structure here. And we'll take these ones off on the inside. Don't need those. And I've got too many coming out the back here. I got 1, 2, 3 all in a row. Don't need all those, so I'm going to take off this one coming towards the inside here. And I think also this one. That's better. Just reduce the tips here. Bit of pinching. Now let's look at it from the front. Ah, that looks much better. Maybe take away this one on the inside here. There. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with this branch now. So now we've got to go up top here. We've got all this vigorous growth up top. Got to get that pruned back. So I don't think, I've got this big strong branch growing up, kind of coming forward, and I don't think I want that. I don't want it that strong. I'll prune it back to make it more compact for starters. To here, like that. That gets a lot off. And yeah, I don't like that. It comes from this back branch straight towards you, so I'm going to take it off totally. And it's getting really strong. There we go. That's gone. Yeah, that looks better. I'll prune some of these shoots back. Really strong shoots. There's a branch that's kind of overhanging this apex from here, so I'm going to take that out. This one too. So now we can kind of see there's still some branches overhanging this apex here, so I've got to get rid of that. Or shorten it, which I'll shorten to here. So here comes a big piece of this top off, like that. Okay, so I got to reduce the top here. Come in here, if I can get in there. There we go. Top can come off like that. And then I've got to reduce all the vigor back on these other branches. So taking them back to some healthy side branches here. Like that. Bring that back to there. Like that. Now, what do I want to do with this branch? I want to just take it off to this lowest branch here. Like that. Just reducing everything here. Bit of pinching. Well, you can really see the structure of the tree now. It looks a lot more tortured now that you can see all the branches in that. Could reduce this one back a bit here. Pinch these ones back. Well, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the little cedar spirit tree. It's a little thick here. Too much foliage on this branch. I'll just take it back a little bit. Okay, I think that's it. Let's have a look at it now. I'll switch from working on the little cedar spirit tree to my witch's tree now. All right, so same procedure. I'm going to reduce the vigor back, expose the structure of the tree, and then let it grow once again. So on these trees, I want to keep any interesting branches, you know, any contorted kind of branches I want to keep. I'll reduce this one back here, just pinching the tip off, pinch my tips. Take this branch off there and take the top off here. The tip off. So now I've got kind of a weeping branch on there. Take the vigor back on this one. Prune it back. So I'll start at the top. There's some really vigorous branches sticking up here. And I'm actually going to take it off, just keeping one branch coming off of it to here. So here goes the top. Just like that. There's another vigorous branch here, and again I'm going to take that right off. It's just too vigorous. I've got a better branch below it. So here I go. I'm going to take that whole top off like that. Turn this back. This back. I don't want this canopy looking like a green umbrella on the tree. It's got to be sparse, keeping all my twisty branches. So I'm looking at this. This trunk line comes up. I'm going to take off some of these branches going towards the inside here. There's one there. Take that out. I'm wondering, this trunk line is very flowing. I don't really want that on this tree. So I'm wondering, do I prune it off somewhere? Tough decision. It does have a lot of nice taper in it. I think I'll keep it. I'll just maybe, I've got two branches growing from the same spot here. They're kind of bar branches. These ones, the ones on this side, even though I just pruned that branch, they kind of cross over the trunks behind. So if I wanted to keep a branch, I'd probably keep the other one here. Yeah, because these are kind of growing the inside of the curve anyway, so I'm going to take them off. Like that. Yeah, that looks better. Now I got a branch up here that bugs me. It's kind of long, straight with no foliage, and it curves. And I don't like it. I'm going to get rid of it entirely. I just don't like that branch at all. I could make it deadwood. Because the position of it isn't too bad. Maybe I'll just shorten it and it'll become a deadwood branch. Maybe to here. There it goes. So that's looking better. I've got a branch that comes up quite high here. And again, it's on the inside of a curve here. It's getting quite thick. I'm going to remove it like that. Keeping this finer one out front here. All right, let's have a look at this branch next. It comes up. It's got a really vigorous new shoot coming up the top of it here. I'll get rid of that. Too vigorous. There's another new shoot coming out the top here. I'll get rid of that. And the rest just needs a bit of pinching. Like that. Okay. I've got a really vigorous shoot here coming out to the side. And it kind of crosses the branch behind it. So I've got to decide, well, which one do I want to keep here? Kind of got two branches coming out in this area. One goes in back towards the inside of the tree. I think I'll take that one off, the one on the inside here, like that. And then I'll prune this one shorter so it comes kind of forward, right back to here, like that. Making that a little short branch off to the side. Let's prune the tips back. And then I've got a branch, this one kind of comes straight out towards the front. I'm trying to decide if I like that or... I don't want all my foliage really high on the tree either. But it isn't a good branch. I think I'm going to take it off. It'll just cause more problems in the future. Like that. Yeah, that's better. There's a branch, a new vigorous branch growing here at the base of this other branch. I'll get rid of that. Just kind of cleaning the foliage up here a bit. And there's another one coming out the side here. I'll get rid of that too. Like that. Cleaning that up. I'm going to take these apexes off here, these shoots on the apex. Reducing them back like that. There's another one out the back here I can remove. And then I got a strong shoot coming off here. I'll prune it right back, like that, and this one back. So yeah, I can see I'm starting to get the apex more compact. Take this back. Branch here I can take back. That's got that apex pretty good. There's another vigorous shoot coming here. Off of here, that. Take that back too. Like that. So that's kind of got that first branch coming towards me pruned up. Quite reasonable, I think. Now, let's go on. I've got a branch coming up here. I've cut off the top and it's grown a new really twisty branch here, which I like. So I don't think I want any dead wood here, so I'm going to take that dead wood off. That branch, now that part of it off. I want to highlight kind of this twisty branch here. So here I go, just like that. Just clean that up a bit more here. Get in there. Like that. Yeah, so I like this twisty branch here. It looks really good. This one's kind of getting long and straight with no foliage in this section. That's not so good. I don't really want to remove it. Well, I'll reduce it as much as I can, taking the vertical part off. Like that. Pruning it back. That's better. We'll see if anything develops in this area. If not, usually something comes off the trunk and I can develop a new branch if it's got light. Now I'm going to prune up this apex now, getting it a little more compact. I don't want this vertical shoot. I've got to prune these vigorous ones back. There's a really vigorous branch coming towards the back here. I don't think I want that. No. I'm not even sure I want this one here. It's kind of weird. I'm going to take that one off. Like that, keeping this up a little higher. I'll reduce this one back, I think. Now, how's it looking? looking a little more like an apex. It's not bad. It's a little more compact. You can still make it a little more compact. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I've got a double branch in this area. I got to decide which is the better one. I think it's the upper one. I'm going to take this lower one off. Like that. Yeah, it's got that branch pruned up pretty good now. Yeah, so we've done the front one here and this branch, and now I've got my third one here. So I got to prune that one up. There's a dead branch here I can remove. All right, let's get this branch pruned up now. There's one coming on the inside here. I'll get rid of that. So this branch comes up, has a lot of sub-branching, comes up to a dead stump here. I think I'm going to take that this whole thick part off on this branch. I don't like it. I like these finer branches off to this side, so here I go. Like that. It gets rid of a lot of foliage. Yeah, it was getting really thick. Let's just look at it from the front once again. Yeah, that looks much better. Getting rid of all that thick part. And I can reduce these vigorous branches back. So looking for good shoots here to here, like that. One vigorous one here, I'll take that back to there. There's one kind of sticking up here. It's kind of an interesting branch. I think I just need to shorten it. Maybe to here. Like that. For now, we'll see what it looks like. No, I don't like this one. It looks kind of funny from the front. If you look at it from the front, my branch kind of comes up and then it's a very strong branch and then goes straight up again. A little strange looking. I'm going to take it right off. Yeah. Then I've got a branch coming straight forward here too, and I don't like that. I've got a better branch off to the side, and it's kind of on the inside of the curve here, so I'm going to get rid of it totally. Like that. Yeah, that's better. You can see that trunk line a lot more. I've got a dead branch coming out front here. I'll get rid of that. That one back, this one back, that one back. Just making this branch more compact and pruning it off here. A big branch up here I gotta prune back. Okay, now I've got a really long branch at the back here. I think that needs reducing, so we'll take it back to here. Prune it more compact. That's better. I'll make these ones a bit more compact too. Let's look from the front. Okay, I don't like this branch coming forward here. I think I'm going to get rid of that, or at least prune it back to here. And I'll get rid of that forward branch here. This branch here. Yeah, that's better. I don't think I like this one on the inside of the curve here. I'm going to remove that. And then I've got kind of 3 parallel branches here. I think I'm going to get rid of the middle one, maybe? Yeah, the middle one. It's going like that. That's better. Now you can see this branch behind it here. I got that dividing from 1 to 3 here. That could be a problem in the future. So I think I'm going to take out the middle one of that, like that. Keeping one kind of horizontal or cascading and the other one more upright. And that's looking pretty good. I've got a dead branch back here, and it's kind of makes, 3 branches in this area. I'm going to remove that. I don't like it as deadwood. Yeah, that's looking good, I think. There's something coming in here. I think that's got it. There's the view of the front. There's a little spider up here. Boy, oh boy. I've got my 2 cedars pruned up, my little cedar spirit tree and my witch's tree. Now let's go in and have a look and see how the roots are developing. Sometimes the hardest thing in bonsai is waiting for the trees to grow, waiting for these roots to grow around that rock. But I have to have a look. I just have to. So I'll remove some of the rocks. And again, you can see some of the roots growing across the surface of the soil here. And there's a rock back here I can remove. I think I can remove it. The tree's fairly stable there. So I think that's the rock it's planted on. These are great big rocks back here. Really heavy. You try removing some of the... Oh, that one was just a flat rock. And this one. So you can see some of the roots. See how they're developing in the soil there? Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, it's starting to grip the rock. I think it's doing well. Yeah, you can see the radial roots down here. They're kind of spreading out. They'll grow around that rock and thicken up. So I think I'll leave it another year before I start reducing the soil level around the tree. And I'll do it in stages, maybe the first year I'll take a bit of soil off, second year a little more, and so on. And there'll have to be some root pruning, roots that are sticking out in midair will have to get pruned away. I only want to keep the roots that are hugging the rock. So, this one is probably no good here, this surface root. It's sticking out in midair. So that'll get pruned away eventually. Even though it's a nice root, nice radial root, but it's just not growing against the rock. I'll put the rocks back now just to keep the roots protected, to stop birds kicking away the soil and just keep the tree safe. That should be good. So I'll put the tree back on the bench. Next is my witch's tree, and I want to remove some of the stones from here permanently because they're really heavy. It's hard to lift this planting. It's like almost all rocks. So I'll take away some of them. Look at all the roots in there. It's amazing. I think that'll do for now. That's enough rocks removed. Yeah, so a lot of roots growing. That's good to see. These cedars do put out a lot of roots. So again, I'm going to wait another year before I start uncovering the root base and the rock that it's planted on. I think it's going to be a really good composition someday. This was a sort of a water land penging. So I have the stone to represent the shore of Lake Superior and the tree growing up there, and I'll put sand or something to represent the water in the lake area. Yeah, it's going to be really nice, I think, in the future. Really happy with these trees. They're looking old and ancient. There's a train going by. I was happy to get the cedars pruned up and I beat the rain. So that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.